All right, one more word about split cakes. You can take a wet wipe or a wet paper towel and you clean your split cakes by dragging across. Don't move left and right. You want to pull in the direction that your colors are. Once in a while, when I'm done painting at an event, you have to clean your split cake so that when you next load up your sponge or brush, it is perfect. And you can see I'm revealing a lighter orange. It should be yellow orange to red or a light orange to red. This light color was overwhelmed by the darker colors and it all turned a uniform red. So I'm reclaiming the layers by wiping it. And you usually want to use a clean rag for each one. Here's my brown. Did you see my brown from the other video? My one side was white and had totally disappeared and had turned brown. It can be hard to clean in the corners of your brush. Sorry. So I wrapped my X-Acto blade with the cleaner to get into the corners. So this is what I do to clean and restore the crispness of lines. I do lose a little bit of paint, but that is a part of your operating cost as a face painter. The longer your colors are blended, the more time that the dark pigment has to blend and meld with your underneath color. So my white is now a light tan at the top. The more layers of paint I remove, it becomes white again, but it's not the bright white that was originally in this cake. And you can see now I have 4 browns. I have a dark brown, medium brown, a mocha, and a white. You can see that the black is higher than the white, and that possibly led to my problem of losing my white. So what I can do here is I can take my blade and I'm going to clean off that black edge. Slice it, lift it off, and I'm going to put that black into my face paint practice kit. And that might help keep this cake in the future from overwhelming that white. I'm going to reach over and tap it. Get all the loose bits off. There we go. We have that split cake cleaned. Get a new sheet. Here's my blue. And now you can see the layers. My blue, my teal, my white. Go to a new part. Go to this side. Split cakes will need to be cleaned after your event. It's always nice to go to a party and your paints are already cleaned and separated and not such a mess. You have to spend time before your job getting your paints ready, and you have to spend time cleaning up your kit and making sure that it's ready for storage. It's good to let your paints sit out in the sun, be exposed to UV rays to help kill any germs that might accumulate. But these paints already have an antibacterial in them to keep them clean. When painting on a face, though, you still don't want to introduce bacteria. So if a child is having a problem with acne or they have an open cut, don't double dip in your paint. Load up your brush with all the paint that you think you're going to need for that face and work with that. And then wash those sponges or brushes off very, very well before ever using them on someone else's face again. Or if you're going to use disposable sponges, just make sure you throw the sponge away. And then once the paint is dry, then as long as you paint your lines on top of the coverage of paint that you put on with your sponge, then it should be safe. So I've now restored my fire cake, my blue cake, some order to my teddy bear cake. And of course, here's the split cake that you just watched me make. It made a very good line. It's going to make great snakes and dragons. I still have a little bit of clean area here on my blue. I want to clean up that edge. I don't want my white to get overwhelmed and become permanently tainted by the green. So just a few pulls across, you really don't lose that much paint in cleaning off the pigment. I could possibly paint 100 faces with this cake before I would need to refill it or get a new one. But that's when you're done with your split cakes, make sure you take the time to clean them. Don't leave them messy. Oh, I want to clean one more. You can take a chance and use a rag that has a little bit of white space still on it, but you do take the chance of accidentally getting some green on where you don't want it to be. And this is for, I use this one to do hearts, to do roses. I use it makes beautiful effects. So make sure you clean your split cakes after you use them.